Hello everyone. As a major Thomas fan, I feel like it's my duty to review the 75th anniversary specials. Today, the 75th anniversary of the Little Blue Engine himself. So, the Royal Engine, let's start with that one. Rosamund Pike guest stars as an engine named Duchess, based on the Duchess of Hamilton, maybe. Not quite sure. We already had a Duchess of Hamilton in the books. Why didn't they go with that one? Seriously. Anyway, she's the Royal Engine, and Sir Topham Hatt is invited to visit the Queen of England for a special reward, I believe. That's how they worded it. I mean, of course he does get a reward, but at the request of young Prince Charles, Thomas is to be there too. So Thomas heads to London, but on his way there, he goes through numerous mishaps, and he ends up helping Duchess out and saves the day. Very basic premise, and I gotta say, this one felt more Thomas-y, like it really felt like Thomas. Whereas Marvelous Machinery, on the other hand, is something new, something different. There's basically a big invention fair coming to the island of Sodor. It's a two-part special. Thomas is worried about all these new inventions replacing engines, making them really useless, if I think about that. I guess that's how I would word it, instead of really useful, really useless. But anyway, none of the other engines are really concerned until, of course, they meet Kenji. Then they start becoming concerned. As well as, there's also these two thieves that are trying to steal something from the fair, and they see the designs of the hover car, and they decide, ooh, this is going to be fun. And they even have their own engine named Sunny, which is kind of in a similar situation to Skiff, who's in a similar situation to Skiff from Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure. I thought it was a bit rehashed, but with Sunny, at first he was in on it, but then he realizes, wow, these two guys are jerks. I don't want to be working for them anymore. I want to do something really useful and be really useful. So, of course, the robbers end up stealing Kenji instead, and it leads in a chase with Thomas, Gordon, and Rebecca and Sir Topham Hatt going after him with all these new inventions. And I thought this was really cool. These two thieves and robbers, Baz and Bernie, and they're very interesting characters, very laughable. The giant robot reminded me of when I was a kid. I was afraid of the Nutty Professor, the Eddie Murphy version, the scene where he becomes giant and starts stomping around. Giants used to scare me a lot as a little kid, but now it doesn't really bother me that much. But it makes me wonder how I would have felt if I saw that in Thomas. I don't know. I don't know how it would make me feel. It's a good question. But anyway, it's just really interesting how Thomas has stepped into sci-fi territory as far as these inventions go. But it's not a bad idea. I mean, it's interesting. The 1960s were all about the 50s and 60s were all about the future. And these are basically some ideas that came of that. And I think it was a really interesting one. Overall, I found Marvelous Machinery to be more interesting, but the Royal Engine felt more Thomas-like and more appropriate for a 75th anniversary. But then again, both of these specials have their own qualities that are very interesting. I give them both 4 out of 5. They're either really Thomasy and bring nostalgia to you, or they bring something new to the table, but in a more interesting way. So that's what I can definitely say about it. If you're an older fan, you'll definitely love the Royal Engine, but if you like Thomas to try new things, definitely give Marvelous Machinery a watch. Reese Griffin, signing out. Have a good one, guys, and happy 75th to Thomas the Tank Engine.